Hello and welcome to Arcanine Rides. Today I am out on the Mantis 8, and as you saw in the title, this was my pick for the best scooter of this year. Now, some of you may be upset by that and saying, well, there's a scooter that I've ridden that I like better, or that I really like. Why isn't that the #1 scooter of the year? And so I'll explain my criteria if you haven't seen the video. It has to be a scooter I've ridden. So I think I've tested close to a dozen scooters this year. So not an insane amount, but enough to like make a top 5 list. And the reason this one made my #1 spot as the best scooter of the year is because I think it is the scooter that offers the most to the most people for the price. So this is starting to get to like maximizing your money for the features, or features for the money. This scooter is currently priced at, I believe, $1,199, and you can actually get $100 off of that with my code Kaabo Mitchell. That'll be down in the description. And for $1,199, I mean, this scooter seems to do everything that you could want except like the super high top end speed. But I think you would have to pay closer to like $1,500 or $1,600 to get the next step up in speed. This thing has close to a 30-mile-an-hour top speed. That is going downhill. But I mean, it has dual motors, tubeless pneumatic tires. I mean, this scooter really seems to offer a lot, even on paper, for the price. So right now I'm climbing what is probably the steepest hill in the area near where I live, and so the speed's going to be not as impressive going up this hill, but on flat ground and with a little bit of downhill, this thing actually gets really cooking, and I think that most people will be really happy with the speed that this scooter offers. It's also got, you know, reasonable suspension. It's got a trigger throttle and decent braking, given that they are mechanical brakes. It also has some light electronic braking standard. This car's gonna go. So it has a little bit of electronic braking as like a standard part of the braking, but it's not overpowering, and it doesn't seem to activate like too soon when you touch it. So anyway, I won't rant about the scooter a ton more. I would suggest go watching my first impressions and full review of this scooter if you want to know more about it, if you're considering it. But clearly my recommendation is yes, get it, since it was my #1 scooter of this year. The weather's been surprisingly good. I've gotten a chain of like really reasonable weather days over the past couple weeks, so I've been trying to take advantage of it, doing some end of the year rides for you guys. Figure it's, you know, this is how this channel started, was these point of view rides, and I try to offer high quality point of view rides, and you can see what it's like to ride the scooters. And so I figured I'd go back to the roots. I did actually get a new scooter in today, so assuming the weather holds up okay, I will be getting another review. It's another more entry-level scooter, but it seemed like a high-quality scooter, and so I definitely wanted to check it out, since like the Highboy S2 Pro that I reviewed is an extremely popular scooter. This one seems to like boast similar specs and similar build quality, and so that's like that's something that I definitely think that people who are in the market for their first scooter are looking at, or for like a commuter scooter. I honestly think if you have the money though to just go with this one, even if you're looking for like an entry-level, not beginner scooter. I also don't like the term entry-level because I think you can find a scooter at a good price that doesn't have to be like, that doesn't have to be just this, like you can have the same scooter for a really long time. But I see what they're implying, you know, it's like the entry point for the industry, for the hobby or whatever. But I honestly, like if you're considering getting that level of scooter, like an entry-level scooter, I say just go with this one, because you can build up into higher speeds while still having a really quality like scooter. If you're just trying to learn, you know, you can turn down the speed, and you can limit one of the motors if you need to. So overall, I think it's a no-brainer. This or the Varla Pegasus if you want something with a little more top-end speed. I plan to do a ride out on the Pegasus as well, kind of an end-of-the-year wrap-up on that scooter. I also have another Dualtron Victor video coming, so I know you guys, a lot of you have subscribed for the Dualtron Victor content or off the back of my review. So I actually had someone send me some 3D printed rear foot stands that fit on the Victor and all the Dualtron scooters, which, if you recall, was one of my biggest complaints with the Dualtron Victor, was how annoying it was to like ride the scooter without a rear foot rest, and how expensive it was to buy that rear handle. And that really didn't like solve my issue amazingly either. But I've been helping a 3D printer basically test the different rear footrests. So I think he finally found a material that's super solid and works well, and overall the footrests, they feel really good. And so definitely get subscribed to see that video when it comes out. It's always fun to see people like taking scooter issues into their own hands. Like, that's one of the biggest shortcomings of that scooter, is the lack of rear footrest. And being able to 3D print a solution so easily is super cool. Now let's see where I can go to get out of here. Probably not this way, would be my guess. Lots of construction around where I live. It's very new development. So lots of that going on. That's another reason why it's been so nice to have tubeless pneumatic tires on this scooter and solid tires on other scooters that I've tried, because they definitely, like, there's definitely an increased risk of flat stinging. I was hoping there was a trail over here. definite increased risk of flats with all like the just random like construction debris around these parts. Oh, no way. Well, it's a little ironic. I was just talking about how this thing doesn't really get flats around all this construction, and lo and behold, my first flat tire on this thing. So I will keep you guys updated on how I go about fixing this, and then I'll be able to tell you guys the process for fixing a flat tire on this thing. So the tire is flat, but it seems to be riding okay. So that's good to know that you can get yourself back home even if you have a flat tire. I'll have to see what the situation is with I'll have to see if it like it blew a like bead, or if it's like a puncture, or what it is, and let you guys know how hard it is to fix and what the process is, because I know a lot of people had questions about flats on this thing, and I haven't had any issues with it up until now. So I won't make you ride along while I limp home, but yeah, stay tuned for updates on this thing, and thanks for riding along with me. I'll see you in the next one.